Just gonna wait for it to tick over to exactly 7. Well, not exactly, but there we go. Right. Welcome everybody to the AMA with PwnFunction. I hope I'm pronouncing that right because I've already butchered a couple of names today.
Yeah.
Hi, hello, how are you?
Ha-
All that stuff.
Yeah, fantastic. What
Doing
about
well?
you?
Pretty nervous, not gonna lie. Uh,
Yeah, me too.
Makes it sort of easier then, I guess. You just want to get straight into the questions, or what? You ready?
Yeah, sure. Do
You
you need
sure
like
you're
an
ready
introduction or something? Oh yeah, ready.
for what these people have for you? Because I've
Uh,
seen it, and some of it's looking pretty spicy.
oh, okay. Uh, yeah, I'll try my best. Yeah.
Toby was saying in AMA, tell us something about yourself to
All
begin with.
right. So yeah, I go by the name PwnFunction, and I recently started making videos on YouTube. I'm 21, and I work as a application security pen testing sort of consulting thing.
Okay then. People asking what your YouTube channel is in AMA. Uh, Surprised I didn't see that already. So let's kick it off with the first question.
All
Of
right.
I'll start from the top. In fact, no, I'll go for an easier question. Um, when did you start in InfoSec?
Um, Probably I wasn't like directly, you know, kind of, how would I say this? Okay, so maybe like in 10th grade or so, I started out. One of my friends actually showed me how to change a password on a Windows box without like knowing the old password. And I was like intrigued and I wrote down the command and everything and then tried it on every computer that I could get. And pretty much since then, I've been on and off with security because I've been learning other stuff as well. But yeah, from like a year or so, I've been back into security.
You enjoying your visit back into
Yeah,
security, or is
yeah.
it
I just
pain and suffering?
no. I love it. I just wanted to like see if I love something else much more than security. So I did try out like game development, music production, and that sort of thing. And then eventually realized that that's maybe not my thing. Might want to get back to security. So yeah,
Was it kind of like a breaking things is better than making things
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
deal?
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Right then, time to pick another question. What other hobbies do you have outside of InfoSec?
Outside of InfoSec, nothing actually. I don't do anything at all. Like I sit in front of a computer and that's it. Maybe from time to time soccer. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't do anything else. Sorry.
No, it's fine. What you said before that you were looking into music production. So, next
hmm
question: what kind of music do you like?
Yeah, I listen to all kinds of music. Uh, Rap, EDM, dubstep, whatever that I could get. Like most of the times I don't even care about the lyrics, because I like to, imagine myself. Like I listen to instrumental a lot, and then I, you know, go into my own world listening to music. So it doesn't matter which genre that I listen to. If it's good, I'm gonna hop in. Yeah.
Uh, who are your InfoSec inspirations, if any?
Oh, there are a lot of people. uh, I'd like to start with maybe Gunveil Colwyn, File Descriptor, Live Overflow, Mario. Um, Masato Kinugawa, James Kettle, Gareth Ayers, Oren Sai, Casper Shurek. Who else? Halvor Flake, Franz Rosan. I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I could go on. I don't remember all the names. Yeah.
That's pretty
Safe
cool.
to say there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Where last session when we had Juneval as a guest here, by the way?
Sorry?
Were here last time when we had a session with Juneval, like our
Yeah, I
last
was
AMA? Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't at that time. I did look into the YouTube video though. I was busy with something else at that time.
Cool.
Right, so on the topic of security YouTubers and such, we have a question here.
Mm-hmm.
Will we see a collaboration with Live Overflow or other creators in the future?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm not as great as anyone else. I mean, I'm just like an average security dude, but I'm still trying to learn a lot. So the next video that I'm gonna be dropping is gonna be with John Hammond. So I got the recording and everything, just editing the videos at the moment. It's gonna be up. It's gonna be out in maybe 2 days. Yeah. Hopefully, I get my hands on, hopefully I get my chance on making videos with Ginvel and Live. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
So we're to look forward to that video coming out then.
Yeah.
Got a question here. Who is your favorite InfoSec channel and why is it Live Overflow?
You got that one right. Yeah, Live. I think. Yeah, it is Live Overflow because I've been following him for a long time. Probably when he had like 400 subscribers or something. I've been like watching his videos since then, and yeah, I think I'm just like biased towards his channel.
Do you plan on making videos other than web security in the near future?
Yeah, sure. Why not? At the moment, I'm just doing web because I don't see a lot of web related stuff videos, I guess. So I just wanted to cover like a good series on it, and then probably, I like to do mostly application security, so I'm just gonna go over that, and in the middle, I could jump into other stuff like reversing, and malware and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Do you think that YouTube could ever become something that you could do full time?
I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna be a full-time thing. Just doing it as a hobby and sharing something, giving back to the community, and that's pretty much it. If I don't think it's gonna be like a full-time thing. Yeah.
Was PwnFunction your first shot at content creation? So, or have you done
No.
like other channels, blogs, websites, etc. before?
Yeah, I've done things before. Like, I think this is my third attempt. On making videos, it's my second attempt. The first one was more like a show off kind of thing. I was just trying some different things, and if it worked, no voiceover or anything, just playing some NCS music, and then showing off stuff. But it wasn't. I got like 100 subscribers or something. Then I thought, you know what? Let's give something back to the community by actually making videos and yeah, I think this is my second attempt in making videos.
Trying to find the one to do with videos whilst on it. Clicked in the wrong window. There's someone here with a question that is just, I don't even think you could call it a question. It's just privilege escalation video. So, is there going to be a video on privilege escalation anytime soon, or is that coming after?
Is it like
Yeah.
Prevesc on a specific operating system, or is it like related to web?
Don't know. There's three words: privilege, escalation, and video.
All right, so if you're talking about video, if you're talking about like web related, probably it's going to be coming out. I'll put that in my list, yeah. But I'm not really great with PrivEsc when it comes to Windows or Linux or anything like that.
What's your favorite category of CTF challenge? Moving more into the more technical questions, I guess now.
All right, it's the obvious one. It's the web, just because there are a lot of possibilities, and what it's not always about SQL injections or XSS or server-side template injections or whatever. It is going to be different every single time. For example, I think Live Overflow did a video on it. 35C3 CTF one. It was like a weird behavior, not a weird behavior, but some kind of a quirk in Google Chrome, and it allowed to kind of do like a side channel guesting. But yeah, those sort of things kind of related to web browsers and web. And there was another channel, another challenge on 35C3. Again, it was related to web, but it was kind of different. I've never seen that kind of thing before. So yeah, I think it's going to be web, because there's a lot of possibilities out there.
On the mention of 35C3, are you planning to go to 36C3 this year, or any other conferences coming up?
I've never been to any, to be honest. I would love to, but at the time, maybe next year I'll be joining some people.
Oh, call me off guard there. There's a question that just says, "Can you get me a job, please?" What do you have to say to that person?
I have no idea. I mean, what kind of job? Because there's a lot of things out there. But like, I'm not like anything crazy good to be giving out jobs or anything like that. I'm a consultant myself, so I don't know.
So you said that you're a consultant, but what is your dream job within InfoSec?
Like a dream job. I would like to join Cure 53. A lot of great people are in there, or maybe Google Project Team Zero. Of course, I'm not even close to those guys, but hopefully in about 10 years or so, if I work hard enough, I would be there, I guess.
What got you the initial foothold into the door into working in InfoSec? Because I know a lot of people sort of struggle with that, especially considering the question of how can I get a job.
I think I got lucky, to be honest, because I was learning some web at that time, like 8 months ago, and I was just looking around. I came through a website, and then I saw an obvious bug. Even though they didn't have a bug bounty program, I just like sent them an email, and then eventually they replied back saying thank you and that sort of thing, which doesn't happen, right? They're probably going to ignore you, or they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to sue you or whatever. But yeah, eventually, since they actually thanked me, I replied. I spent a couple of more hours looking at their website and found maybe like 2 or 3 more bugs, and then I reported it again, and they were like impressed. And the next day, the CTO called me, and I was like, "Wow, this isn't happening." And he said, "We want you to come over. We're gonna sponsor you a trip." And then I went there, and then they sort of did like an interview, but it wasn't really an interview. It was like a hangout kind of thing, like talking to designers, developers, DevOps, sysadmins, whatever. And then eventually they said you get the job, and I was like, well, I was surprised. And since they're in a different region, I'm working remotely as a consultant to them. Yeah, basically got lucky.
So you, just to summarize a small bit there, you got your initial foothold through bug bounty, similar type
Yeah, at that
things like
time
that.
they didn't have a bug bounty program, but after that, after I reported a couple of bugs, they were like, okay, we're going to move to HackerOne, and now they're a private program on HackerOne. I can't really talk about them, but yeah, they're out there.
Do you still play the whole bug bounty game?
No, I mean, I'd love to get into it, but still got a lot to learn. And I think I just like found very, I mean, the bugs that I've reported are pretty much the things that I came across randomly, and I haven't like, took time to look into a specific program and find bugs in it. That has never happened except for this one. I'm just doing the job and just making videos. That's it. But I'd love to get into it at some point.
What advice would you have for people trying to get into bug bounties? Because obviously it is a very lucrative role nowadays. With some of the money that some companies are paying out, a lot of people are starting to get interested. Where would
Yeah.
you point them towards?
There are a lot of resources. The problem, I think, is there are too many resources and people are kind of like overwhelmed by them. And I would say just make sure you have a good foundation and then jump into the advanced stuff right away, because that's going to give you a lot more exposure. But again, it's if you're doing bug bounty hunting, it's just every single day you got to read a ton of blogs, reports on HackerOne, maybe play some web related CTFs, and yeah, a lot of documentation readings and stuff like that. So if you're ready to do that sort of thing, kind of jump into it. But it's not going to be easy, at least the first couple of months, from what I've heard from a couple of friends who do bug bounties. You're not going to find a good one. I mean, you're not going to make any good amount of money or anything like that for like about a year or so, maybe. But yeah, the ones that you see out there on Twitter and everyone, like people are making 100 grand a day. They've been working a lot harder. So they've been in the game for a long time and they're, really good at it. So just by seeing, oh, they could do it, I'm going to do it as well in a day, it's probably not going to happen because you have to work a lot harder. And eventually, after a couple of years, maybe you're going to get to the point where you're that good. That's what I think. So, yeah.
If you could have one thing that people like improve on, like this is the core thing within a web exploitation, what would that be?
I was like looking into web exploitation as like a bag of tricks, like XSS. Okay, that's a cool thing. And then something else, XXE, that's a cool thing. And there are different common vulnerabilities in web, so there's a lot of attack surface. But after reading Javier Flake's, I don't know which talk was it, but the slides are out there. He basically explains how to think like an attacker rather than just having a bunch of bag of tricks. It's better to have a good intuition. So what I would say is practice on real world and CTFs and everything else. Eventually you're going to get a good amount of intuition where you're going to jump into a program or or a website, and you look at it and you can kind of tell what could the vulnerability be. So I wouldn't say there's a single thing, but changing the mindset into like, oh, I need to build my intuition rather than just like bag of tricks or like a checklist. That would be a good thing to do, I guess. And that's what I'm trying to do these days.
What like examples do you like to use to practice web exploitation? So be it CTFs, dummy sites, things like that.
There are a ton of them out there. Like if there are a ton of them, like DBWA, OWASP, BWA, those sort of things, which have like a VM. You spin up a VM and you have a bunch of web-related challenges that you're gonna try to exploit and everything. And apart from that, of course, HackTheBox, I think, has like an initial foothold is going to be through the web application, at least most of the times. So yeah, try those things, and also trying bug bounty, like not really like good companies, like the ones that don't pay, or maybe they just pay like a reputation or anything like that. Trying stuff there is actually kind of good, because not a lot of people are going to be there because there's not a lot of money or anything like that, and it's just going to be a good real world kind of experience. So yeah, just the and also on GitHub, if you just search for vulnerable vulnerable whatever, like damn vulnerable PHP application or damn vulnerable Node application or anything like that, you're going to find specific ones like Django, Flask, any web framework. You're going to find a bunch of vulnerable applications which you can just download and try breaking into, pretty much.
I'm gonna give you a little break from the really difficult questions here. Go into something maybe a bit more in your comfort zone. How do you make your videos? Like, what software do you use? What's your video making process?
It's pretty simple. It looks kind of a lot of work. It is kind of, but yeah, but it's kind of simple as well. So what I do is I have a drawing tablet. I screen record while I draw. Of course, I make a lot of mistakes, redraw a lot of times, but just cut those things off and then screen record the entire thing while I draw. It gives you the drawing kind of feel. And at the end, you can kind of like remove the cursor or hide the cursor, and then it's going to look like a drawing effect. Pretty much, I use Adobe Animate and record it with Camtasia, and also edit with Camtasia Studio.
Okay, so a fairly unique process, I'd say, from what I've seen out there.
Yeah, I just like Live Overflow videos are good as well. Like his videos are great. I kind of got the inspiration from him. Yeah, he was doing it using Photoshop, which was also a surprise for me. I didn't know Photoshop like did video editing and stuff like that, but I wanted to have like an animated sort of thing. I searched a lot online, but didn't actually find a good way to do it. Then eventually thought, why not screen record it? It kind of gives the it kind of gives a good look to the video, even though the entire process is like very simple.
If you weren't in InfoSec, what would you be doing right now?
I
know that's a bit of a sharp jump there, but
I'd probably
intriguing me.
maybe like I don't know, web development, maybe, because I do have a lot of experience with web development.
Would you say that experience in web development helps you with the security side of web?
Yes, yes, it does. But it's not a necessity, but it does help me a lot. Yeah, like for example, if I'm creating, I mean, if I'm solving a CTF challenge or whatever related to a specific framework, if I'm familiar with it, I would know what are the things that I need to do. Like, for example, Pico CTF had like Flask and Freedom, I believe the CTF challenge name, but it had something to do with code execution through server-side template injections. Just because I knew how to write code in Flask, I also knew all the functions and stuff like that because I used them before, and I kind of within like 10 or 20 minutes, I could find a sandbox escape from the server-side template injection and get the flag. So I would say not every time, but it does help a lot.
I had a question that lined up and I've forgotten it, so I'm gonna move over to a different one whilst I try and remember it. Do you currently hold any industry certifications, or are you planning on going after any certs?
At the moment, I have nothing, but I'd love to get into OSCP, OSWE, or whatever that is. But OSCP is the thing that I want to tackle next. But before that, I want to do a bit about, I need to get some experience with Hack the Box and stuff like that because I don't know. I haven't played much of Hack the Box. I think I've just like played one, just owned one box. That's it.
Well, if you in my personal opinion, if you like web exploitation, I think you're gonna like some of the initial footholds with Hack the Box. A lot of people say that a lot of the boxes are very web focused to begin with, so I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll do great.
Yeah, I've seen some like IPsec videos, pretty much almost all of them, and their initial foothold is going to be web, and they're kind of different. It's not like I kind of like the Fulcrum box because there was like a blind XXE, and you used to use like PHP inclusion via blind XXE. That was a good one, and there was also SSRF in there, and it was a good one. Yeah, I would love to get into Hack the Box at some time, maybe like in a month or so. I'll jump into Hack the Box.
I mean, who hasn't seen it? Sex videos at this point.
Yeah, who hasn't?
I'm sure every single person I've spoken to has seen them. It's kind of
Yeah,
like a
true.
pilgrimage. Uh, Another question, not in the greatest of English. Techniques you mostly use to enumerate for privesc? Question mark. So
Yeah, like I said, I'm not that great with privesc, but I would do the usual basic things if it was a Linux box, like uh, what is it, Linux enum.sh or whatever that is. Basically, look at file permissions, it has say UID bit on or whatever, that sort of thing. Just the basics of it. I don't have everything in my mind. Maybe I got to research online. I don't. To be honest, I don't have much knowledge about privescs in Linux and Windows.
how important do you think Googling is to
A lot.
doing anything in security?
Yeah, a lot. Because I do a lot of Googling. A lot. Yeah, anything that is like, if I find something interesting, I don't know what application they're using or whatever, just searching online, just Googling skill, it's very crucial, I think, because you can find a lot of information just by Googling.
How quickly did you realize that you had to get pretty good at Googling?
Yeah, I mean, when I started to read blogs and stuff, they were like talking about Googling is very important and that sort of thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start as well. Then pretty much started learning about the syntax. You've got like Google foo stuff, right? Yeah, I've found some situations where when I'm like pen testing or just doing some web application security, I come across something like an error or something that doesn't tell me what that is, but just by Googling it, I would, know a lot more about the application, the version and stuff like that. And then and in fact, in one situation, I have found like an old, it was an obscure kind of an error, which just by Googling it, I just found really, really good information about it, and then found an old exploit, just tried it, and it worked. Reported it to the company, yeah. Just once, but it has happened to me before.
How long would you last without Google?
Mm, maybe a couple of hours, maybe.
Oh, that doesn't bode well for us if that ever goes.
I mean, it was, like I
Um,
said, it was an obscure thing. So one led to another thing, like searching on Google led me to a Stack Overflow error, then to a GitHub commit, and then blah, 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 like different places jumping around eventually got me the bug working.
Jumping topics again. Got a question here saying, do you think school is worth it, especially for people who are passionate in the cybersec industry and who are forced to learn unrelated subjects which affect their future?
Um, why does it sound like exactly what I think? I mean, that's exactly what I did. Um, um, I don't want anyone to like leave their schools or whatever, like dropping out. But in my university, it was pretty messed up because they were like teaching a single language every year or half a year. I mean, what important is it? Like they teach Java in half year and then they teach Python and then that's pretty much it. They don't do anything else apart from that, just not even good stuff. So what I thought was this is not a good thing for me, and I did drop out of my university in my second year. But yeah, don't do it just because I did it. I don't want to be responsible or anything. But I would
Don't be
say,
responsible for all that student debt coming from quitting.
I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't suggest it or anything if you're confident enough. I mean, after leaving my university, I learned a lot more than what they could. You know, I spent a lot more time researching myself and then stuff like that, and eventually learned a lot more than what others did. So, uh, again, I wouldn't say don't drop out. Oh no, Tobu, I didn't mean it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said it. All of the universities are going to be closed tomorrow now.
I mean, I don't know how good the university is. In my region, it wasn't that great, so I had to.
What do you think to the new rise in specifically tailored courses in universities, especially in the UK, which I have the most experience in, where they are doing direct courses in penetration testing, information security, cybersecurity, blue teaming, all this kind of stuff, and you can actually get a degree in cybersecurity now. Would that change your opinion in any way,
Yeah,
or?
yeah. That would change. I mean, it's more specific, right? So they're kind of teaching you right at the school level, but because they wouldn't teach anything like that in my university, so I had to leave it. So if they're teaching you in your university like a specific course on it or whatever, then I think it's worth it because you might pick up things and there are going to be people who are joining you. You're going to learn together, share knowledge together, and I think it's going to be good if in that case, yeah.
Just to clarify here, what were you studying, sorry, at university?
Yeah, it's just a normal computer science. engineering thing.
Okay, the standard kind of coverall
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I mean, universities, from what I've noticed, on the side of cybersecurity, they're leaning more towards modern apprenticeships or degree apprenticeships, where it's a mix of you're learning in a university environment, but then for half the week you'll go work at a company and learn hands-on. What does that change anything for you?
Yeah, I think experience is important. So yeah, just the theory doesn't get you anywhere, to be honest. And get to learn some stuff and then going out on the field trying it. I think that's a good way to do it. And also, I've seen, I mean, yeah, it's on their website, right? Hack the Box. A lot of universities have partnered up with Hack the Box, and they're, like teaching kids, students, good stuff. So yeah, I would be totally with it if they're just teaching you some random languages for the entire year. I wouldn't, be with it. But if they're doing it like this, learn something and then going out on the field doing some actual uh, experience work, then it would be great.
Another benefit of degree apprenticeships is you get
Yeah,
paid
yeah.
as well.
Then yeah, it's cool.
On the topic of universities on HackTheBox, secondary schools now are also getting signed up as universities, starting this like progression even earlier. So
Ah, man, I wish
yeah,
that happened back at my time.
I know that it would. Let me get my words here. Would having such a thing like that when you were in secondary school, like, what sort of impact would that have had on you?
uh, a lot, to be honest. I was from my secondary school time, I was really into computers and I didn't really care about any other subjects or whatever. Just the computers. If there was, also teaching me some stuff about computers, that would have, like I would have learned things a lot quicker. And yeah, maybe today I would have been, working at a better place, like one of the dream companies. Yeah.
So if your school wasn't teaching you about computers during secondary school, what did you use to learn?
I think that's where I learned Googling. Like I started to. The first thing, yeah, I do remember what I searched. The first thing that I searched um, when I wanted to hack was how to hack a website using command prompt. This is the exact sentence that yeah, I'm glad that I remember it. It's kind of embarrassing, but this is what I did, and I did learn like and and at that point I did learn about the ping command because some people were actually showing you could DOS the server or whatever. But not a huge fan or not a fan about DOS or whatever. Just saying, I did learn about the ping command when I searched for command prompt website thing. So I think I at that point I got into learning a bit more about the command prompt itself and then Linux terminal and that sort of thing, and eventually learn a bunch of languages and different tools and techniques and that sort of thing. Yeah.
When you meet someone, when you when you're introducing yourself to someone, what do you describe yourself as?
Oh man, I don't know. I
As
mean,
in, like, what would you call yourself under the realm of the
uh,
security?
like an application security pen testing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like a security consultant. That's it.
Do you ever get any stigma against you? Like, oh, he does security stuff. He must be a 1337 elite hacksaw man or anything like that.
I mean, people kind of, yeah, like they think that I'm kind of someone out there. I'm not live or flow, not conveil. I'm just like an average dude. So I don't like when people, put me up like a stand or something like that. Yeah, they say, "Oh, you can do that, you can do this. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me?" You know what? That's not gonna happen. And I do get a lot of DMs like, uh, my girlfriend is, I think I want to spy on my girlfriend. Can you hack Facebook? That sort of thing. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
those ones are
I don't
difficult.
even reply, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great because the person's just admitting guilt, like right from the start. They're like, "Yeah, I want to do this bad thing. You seem like the person to do it. Talk." Do you think the media sort of with their like shows where they portray hackers as like these like figures in the corners of rooms with their black hoodies up and staying up all night kind of things, which not going to say it's not true in some cases, but most
hmm
cases not. Do you think these sort of like portrayals sort of help to propel this stereotype even further?
Yeah, definitely. Like they don't, hackers just put some hoodies on, no face, uh, like black screen, green text, typing real quick, that sort of thing. I mean, that's totally the opposite most of the times. And people just look at it and they're gonna be like, "Oh, if you're a hacker, you should know how to hack my fridge, or you should know how to hack my car, or whatever." That's not really the case. But yeah, it does promote. I think a lot of people are gonna think like, in a bad way, and they're gonna, keep on asking these kinds of stupid questions.
Are there any representations of the security industry in media, like TV shows, films, anything like that, that you feel are accurate and people should take more examples from?
Uh, I think Mr. Robot does have, I think yeah, it's kind of accurate. Like I've seen him use like Mimikatz, and then uh, I don't know what else, Radare
There
2.
was there
Yeah,
was the scene with the rubber ducky.
yeah, the Rubber Ducky one. But yeah, I think that's the only thing that I've seen kind of accurate. But apart from that, I have seen other movies who've just like used Nmap. Like, of course, Matrix is one of them, but also Die Hard 4, I guess. Yeah, he in that it's over the top, but in the beginning, he shows a screen where he runs an Nmap scan. That's the only part. But yeah.
Yeah, I have a personal connection with Mr. Robot because watching Mr. Robot was the first thing that really got me interested and one sort of drove me forward. So I agree with you on
Um,
that one. Mr. Robot does portray it well.
yeah, it does. Yeah, cool.
Right. Maybe get back to the actual questions on here instead of me just ad-libbing. Oh, this one's a bit of a tough one. What is the meaning of
Uh,
life?
42.
Yes,
uh,
good answer.
yeah, that's the only thing that I know.
So far, what has been your favorite project to work on out of all your videos?
I think it was one with Sinister Matrix, the Electron remote code execution one. Yeah, we had a good time. And the next one
That's
on
funny
John
about that.
Hammond. Huh?
Because
What?
the second part of that question is, what do you think about Electron applications and their security?
Ah, yeah. I mean, Electron. It's been out for a while. A lot of companies are trying to create, convert web applications into desktop applications, and that's cool. I mean, I get the whole point of it, but of course, that does include a lot of security measures. In some cases, like the ones that I showed in the video, it might. I mean, they're kind of since a lot of Electron apps are being exploited, the electronics themselves are there kind of like taking a lot of steps, like disabling node integration and that sort of thing. That's actually happening in the next version, maybe in like 5.0 or something. They're gonna completely disable it by default. If you want to enable it, you can do it uh, explicitly all by yourself. Uh, Anyways, coming back to the actual point, Electron apps, yeah, they're at the moment they're not super secure. You can just like go up to the Electron app, electron.org/apps or something, pick a random one. I think you can actually find a code execution in the one that you pick. Like we did pick a couple of them, me and Sinista, and we did find code executions in pretty much all of them. So it's not that hard, just because a lot of people don't really know about this.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to point out here, the thing that we are using to do this interview, I am pretty sure uses Electron Discord as a
Yeah,
base
Discord.
for
Yeah,
its.
Discord is it's fantastic. I mean, I haven't looked into the Discord, but I will at some point because they have a bug bounty program, and I think they give out swag, and I like to hack for swag. I will look into Discord at some point, but so far from what I know, Discord is very well written. It's kind of really at the top.
Yeah, they've got a lot of their core components open source on GitHub and stuff. Like,
Mm.
not all of it, because they don't want to, give away all of Discord for free, but they have got quite a bit of it out there for everyone to see. So, from what I understand, that helps.
Yeah.
And they also have a really strong team behind actual development. I think the Many Hats Club research team found a code exec in Discord.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. I've read the report, I guess. I mean, the blog, I guess.
Yeah, Tobu, good point there. I'll say that out. Please note that we do not condone unethical testing of Electron apps.
Yeah, don't do that.
Just getting that out there. No, bad.
Bad,
Back in the
yeah.
cage. Do you have a backup plan if InfoSec does not work out for you?
Nope. I don't.
Gone all in?
Yeah, I don't have anything else. Maybe like, web development, I guess. But I do enjoy it, not as much as breaking applications.
Say I'm me and you are you. I know, complex to think of, but
Yeah, go on.
it's what and I want to do what you do. What would you suggest to me is the best path for me to go about doing what you do, knowing the journey that you took and the basically the power of hindsight?
I think I lost you. Can you repeat
Oh,
it? Sorry.
knowing what you know from your journey into what you did,
Yeah.
what would you recommend to me if I wanted to go to the go and do what you do? Like, what path do you recommend that I would take after knowing everything that you know through hindsight?
What path? Mm, I'm blank on this one. uh,
Maybe if I reword it slightly, it might work better. Um, how do I get started?
application security.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
All right, so it's it's mostly not super low level, whatever. Mostly web applications and anything like even mobile applications and that sort of thing. Like Live Overflow said, it's pretty much about the development, but you see it in another perspective. So you learn how to write code, you learn how to make applications. It might be mobile or web applications or whatever that might be. You just look at things in a different way. That's pretty much it. So you learn the stuff as usual. It could be, like specifically, let's say, Android applications. When you develop an Android application, you get to know about a couple of things, right? So you get to know about Java, Android manifest file, and that sort of thing, permissions, and all the other stuff. And at the same time, you're going to start thinking about it in a different way. How I can write code and compile it, create a an actual APK. Instead of that, can I reverse it? What can I do? How far can I go? uh, where are the things that might be, where like every single language has its own kind of quirks, right? So what does Java has? What does other things have? It's pretty much about development up to an extent, and then you start going it in a different way. Like you learn how to build stuff, and then you start to look at stuff at how you can actually break it. Pretty much, I guess that's pretty much it.
So kind of like, I'm interested in that thing. I'm gonna smash it open with a hammer so I can see how it worked, but that thing's never going back together again.
Yeah, you learn how to build it, then break it.
Building up a huge pyramid of like blocks just to knock it all down.
I mean, yeah, but in this case, you would gain the knowledge of building and breaking, so it's a double win-win.
Yeah. How many hours in a day would you spend in infosec, application sec, any of that?
Uh, I think I'll wake up at 9, sit in front of a computer, and then go back to sleep at 3 a.m. I know it's crazy, but since I do my work from home, uh, yeah, I pretty much go with that, but it's kind of affecting my health as well. So kind of cutting it down to like 1 a.m. or something. Um, because most of the web application stuff that I learned isn't that I didn't learn it like way back. It was probably like from a year or so. So to get to this level, yeah, I had to go through a lot of things, and I don't feel like, and I actually lose time, and I don't feel like it's frustrating or anything. I just jump into it, even if I mess things up. I feel like, okay, this didn't work. Um, Now I know that this doesn't work. Next time I'm gonna try something different. But yeah, it's not always
Just
that long, but yeah, it's about 10 hours or so, 10, 12 maybe on average.
how much of that is work and how much of that is you
Work is
seeking
about
out
two
your own
hours.
time?
Work is about 2 hours. That's it.
Okay. So most of that is you wanting to,
Yeah.
not to blame you or anything like that, but most of that is your passion for infosec,
Yeah. Yeah.
cybersecurity, whatever word you want to
Since
use.
since I had a little bit of extra time, I wanted to give something back, so started making videos.
Um, Someone's asking what programming languages. I'll go with what one programming language Would you recommend learning to become better at bug bounties?
Oh, this is a hard one. I mean, if you want to get into web application security, you got to know JavaScript.
JavaScript, is that
yeah,
going
yeah,
to be your big one?
yeah. It's a big one.
Okay.
Right next to it, it
so-
yeah, mostly JavaScript. Yeah, I would say.
yeah, what you were saying right next to it. Was that going to be a second?
Yeah. I
Close
mean,
second?
not
or-
really. Yeah, close second. Oh, this is hard because it kind of depends on the backend server because a couple of servers run on, I mean, a lot of servers run on PHP, some of them Django, Flask, Laravel, I mean, Laravel's PHP, whatever, but it's kind of goes, you know, it isn't like a generic answer. It's more like depends on the application. But with that said, every single web application does use JavaScript at some point. So I would say JavaScript because there's a yeah, if you learn JavaScript, a lot of client-side attacks might be really, you'd be easy. It'd be easy for you to learn a lot of client-side attack surfaces and stuff like that. And these days, Node is up, and therefore you can learn a lot of backend stuff as well. So I would say the first one would be JavaScript. And if you want to know a bit about backend and how everything works, maybe PHP. And then, but the tool, like the weapon of choice, like if you're testing like a quick, I don't know, request and response or whatever that might be, like a quick brute force or whatever that might be.
Yeah.
I would say Python, hands down, because that's very simple to use, and that's really quick. You can create quick applications and test it out. So weapon of choice is going to be Python, but if you want to get into web security, JavaScript.
Out of all the web technologies you mentioned there, like PHP, Laravel, stuff like that, what would you say would be the easiest to learn? Say for someone who's maybe not as technical as some others might be.
The easiest would be PHP. I mean, Laravel is just a framework in PHP which makes everything. But yeah, I would say vanilla PHP because it's a lot simple. I mean, you just write HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP in a single file, and that's it. It wouldn't be confusing or anything. So yeah, PHP would be a very easy thing to learn. And then maybe later on start using different frameworks, different languages, different frameworks.
Okay, this is a very long one.
What is it?
This question is so long we had to extend the spreadsheet by another 5 columns just to fit it in.
Hopefully it's not something that I can't answer.
Right, so what is the best advice you can give when trying to infiltrate modern corporate networks? Let's assume they have common Cisco switches and routers, VLANs for network segmentation, Active Directory, and next generation firewalls in a pen test. Out of breath just from reading it.
Okay. I mean, what do you mean by next generation firewalls? Does that mean? Usually firewalls
I
are
have no idea.
most of the times firewalls can be bypassed. I mean, most of the times, not always, but yeah, if you're trying to infiltrate a network, how would I go about it? I don't know, man.
I just want to interject here before you go in. Maybe don't go into specifics here, just like a general sort of term in case this is somebody asking for help on how to do such a thing, and this is all that's been chosen for a very specific reason.
I wouldn't go into details, but of course, the first thing that you want to do is connect to work might be through wired or wireless or whatever that might be. Then start enumerating devices on the network. See if there are any known CVEs or whatever that might be. Also, might want to try out network attack vectors like DNS spoofing, ARP spoofing, that sort of thing, to get your hands on different places in the network. And then after that, it's pretty much, getting into a computer more specifically, and then pivoting from one place to another. And I mean, that's all I got.
Yeah, that sounds like the standard framework for any pen test. So
Yeah.
I guess a point you could take away from that is basics are important. And yeah, as Sinister Matrix just said there, watch out for the network admins. Probably want to stay clear of them. Might not be too happy with that. Would you ever give a talk at a conference?
I would at some point, definitely. Kind of. I mean, I have given one. I mean, not a great conference or anything, just a local one. But apart from that, nothing. But I would love to. But of course,
Have you got?
it'd be like you gotta let them know about it, and then they go through the process of selecting the correct talk. That's gonna be a difficult one, I guess. I mean, there are a lot of people out there who's gonna be trying to give a talk as well. So me, I wouldn't probably get a first chance like that. But yeah, I
Would
would.
you still recommending? Would you still recommend submitting talks to the call for papers for big conferences, little conferences, whatever size, even if you're not,
Yes,
100% sure that you're gonna get in?
I think so. Yes, my answer would be yes, because you would know what's going to happen at any time. So you might be able to get yourself in a place where you could give a talk. But yeah, I think it is yes. Yes is my answer.
Okay. Just want to put in here. Some conferences do lightning talks. So
Mm-hmm.
sign up for the talk on the day. They can be really good for if you don't necessarily have the confidence, because it's not exactly
Mm-hmm.
as if you can't just not show up to the conference. You're already there, and you just put your name down and go and do it.
Mm.
it
Yeah, yeah, like the 20,
and
10-minute thing.
yeah, and speaking from my own personal experience, they
Mm-hmm.
help massively
Oh, cool.
for anybody who might be looking into that. I'll leave that one for last. I've already gone over that. I'm starting to run the barrel dry a bit in here. I don't think you can actually say this. You said earlier, but people will want to know, where do you work?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know if I could
You,
say
you
that.
can't say that. Okay, I'll turn that into
Yeah.
a better question then. Where would you want to work?
Like as a dream job, I think I'll answer that one. Maybe like in
Yeah.
a I want to join like Cure 53, if you know. It's a great pen testing firm. Great people are there, like Mario, um, file descriptor. I think even Live Overflow works there. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a great pen testing firm. I'm not at that level at the moment, but I would train myself harder, and someday I will get in.
Um. Tobu, I think just put in the channel that Cure
Yeah,
53
that's the
is
one.
yeah, Cure53.de, the German TLD ending, I think,
Yeah, that's the
if I
one.
remember my countries right. Yeah. Um. how do you see your online career in 5 years? That's quite clearly a manager who's put that question in.
Huh. I think I'd
Starting to feel like an
keep
interview here.
making videos. I'll just keep making videos. Hopefully, I don't think I could, live off of making videos, but I don't want to. I just want to share. That's it. I want to do other work as well, like red teaming and that sort of thing. But online career, I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna keep making videos. That's pretty much it. I don't see myself as going somewhere else, like great places.
Um, what are some things that you want to look into now? Like, what are you currently interested in? What are you currently learning?
Currently learning. I'm getting into a little bit of browser exploitation and that sort of thing. It's kind of interesting. There are a lot of resources out there these days on browser exploitation and stuff like that. Not necessarily low level, but yeah. Currently, I'm looking at browser security, also at the same time looking at web.
And I guess this will tie in a bit to that. What are your plans for future videos? Will it involve those, or have you got some planned for the people that watch?
Yeah, for now, what I thought was like complete the web security series so that I could just go over the entire thing. Not the entire thing, of course, there's a billion out there, but like the major ones, the common vulnerabilities that you're going to find, just those. And then maybe, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to keep going with the application security. At the same time, here and there, I'm just going to drop videos on other things like reversing low level or might be anything else, like a bit of binary. I suck at binary, by the way.
So you said there was the collaboration video coming out in a couple of days. Any other ones to look out for soon, or?
Yeah, the next one's going to be on XXE, XML external entities with John Hammond. I'm halfway through the video. Maybe another day or two, I'll be done. And hopefully, I get to collab with other people like, Live, Ginvale, Murmis, other people. Yeah.
I think we're running out of questions here. No, there's one more now. Have you ever found your own zero exploit or vulnerability? I can't remember which one's the right word for that.
Nope. I don't think so. I know, but I don't know. Like I have currently when I was like doing some research on XXE, I found something a little bit weird with Internet Explorer. I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere, but I would like to do a bit more research on it if it does end up somewhere, or even if it doesn't end up anywhere, I'll just make a video on it. Maybe the one after the XXE is gonna be about it.
If that didn't go anywhere, would that upset you or anything, or is that just how it works?
Yeah, it would kind of be, like, oh man, this is a bummer, it didn't work, that sort of thing. But, I'd quickly get over it and start finding maybe even better ones. Like, try harder next time, right?
The trademark OSCP slogan.
Yeah.
And question here: is this the last question?
Is this the last question? I don't know. You're
Unless
the one
there's,
who.
unless people have any more questions that they'd like to submit, I'm running out of questions. My form has ticks all the way down it. Gone over most of everything. So if nobody has anything else, just give them a bit of time to submit if they want to. Oh, we've got another one. Is this the last question?
like this like
Like capitals this time.
like whenever I see that sort of thing, like capital this, or I remember like the JavaScript this, because I've had a bad
This
time with
not,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
this, not this, and
Yeah, the reference to the current object. Yeah.
Oh, we've got an actual question. Can you make a video about all the resources that you
Like all the resources that I use to make a video or to research?
I think that's more research.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Why not? I mean, I
Okay,
just
and
Google stuff, and I have like a notes application where I take notes and stuff like that.
do you have any websites that you would frequent? Like, not necessarily Google, but you might have a look on there as well.
Yeah. Payload all things. that's what I got off of my head. And I have like a bunch of blogs bookmarked. I mean, not really bookmarked. There's actually a plugin or an extension for Google Chrome. It's called Get Toby, and it's more like saving your current tabs as a collection or whatever. And yeah, I have like a lot of blogs in there as kind of like bookmarked that I'm interested in. It involves mostly web security, but does have some low level stuff. I'll share it. I'll share it.
I'm gonna call it here with two more questions. Are you into
All right.
hardware pen testing?
No,
Have you
that's one
ever
of those
done any
things that I
with
don't
hardware?
have any knowledge about. But I do like seeing Live Overflow's hardware challenges, walkthroughs, and everything. I did learn a little bit, not too much, but one of those things I don't have any knowledge about.
And another video request. Can you make a video on getting started and a kind of plan on how to get into InfoSec?
Yeah, okay, I will. I will after I have like a bunch of videos in my schedule. So after finishing them, I'll make a video on it.
Might have to wheel out a dartboard soon to try and pick video topics. Just look the other way and throw. What's it going to be this week?
Yeah, like a spinner wheel or something.
Okay, I'm gonna go with one more, and then that's it. I'm putting my foot down, but
Yeah,
because
it's
they were late.
okay.
But what's your favorite field within security or pen testing? And
Yeah,
like,
but
what do you think is the most important, maybe? Or because I know you've already said before that you like web security quite a lot. But
yeah,
what's up there for you? Like,
yeah. The first thing again, it's just the application security involving web and mobile applications, because I love messing around with web stuff like request response, APIs, that sort of thing. So yeah, I think the first thing that I love is application security, and then maybe after that it's gonna be um, reverse engineering, maybe a little bit of malware analysis. Not really sure though.
okay, then I think we are done with questions. Checking. Yep, there's none.
All right.
You did good,
Oh, thank you. I was
and
nervous.
I'm if you think you were nervous, been here for days, and now I've been given control of the whole ship.
I mean, I hope I answered the questions. Yeah, hopefully, hopefully I didn't make
And
anyone upset or anything.
no, I think you answered them perfectly.
Oh, all right, cool, good to
Oh,
hear.
there's one here saying, is there a way to message you? Do you have your DMs open on Discord?
On Discord, I get a lot, so I just have my Twitter open. So
What is your Twitter?
Twitter/PwnFunction, yeah. I'll send you.
It's same as.
Yeah, the handle is same everywhere.
So if you're on the platform, it's going to be under that name.
Yeah, like I had to search a lot name. Like everything was taken pretty much.
I know how that feels. I mean, like, I can't really use my Discord username because there's a lot of people called Dan.
uh, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
you did good.
That's my Twitter.
Looking forward to seeing how the channel goes.
Thank you.
Certainly gonna watch back through the videos and watch every one that comes out now.
Thanks, man.
Because
Thanks.
some interesting things coming up. Channel and Twitter are being dropped in AMA now. Thanks, One Mask. And yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
that's it. Done.
Thanks again,
So thank
everyone.
you for coming down.
My
Well,
pleasure.
you didn't really come down. You just sort of sat at the same place you usually do. But
My
thanks
pleasure.
anyways. Tobu, if you want to come back, feel free.
Oh, I am back. So,
Hey.
if you should at any point have any thing you would like to ask us or anything like that, you can do that. Send me our links or Dan and PM, and we'll ensure to get you sorted out.
All right.
Other than that, is it fine by you that we upload this to YouTube?
Okay, cool.
Alright, that's good. Other than that, I would say thank you for coming and thank you for doing this amazing Ask You Anything session. Dan already said it, I kind of tuned out a little bit.
My pleasure.